नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। I am Dr. Bharat Sharma, Assistant Professor, Department of Pathology, Faculty of Homeopathic Science, Jyoti Vidyapith, Women's University, Jaipur. Today's topic is pulmonary edema. Pulmonary edema is a condition characterized by fluid accumulation in the lungs caused by extravasation of fluid from pulmonary vasculature into the interstitium and alveoli of the lung. So, collection of the extravasation fluid into the interstitium and alveoli is known as pulmonary edema. Acute pulmonary edema is the most important form of local edema as it causes serious functional impairment. However, it has special features and differ from edemas elsewhere in that the fluid accumulation is not only in the tissue space but also in the pulmonary alveoli. Due to accumulation of fluid into alveoli and interstitium, the function of the lungs are impaired and acute edema causes severe functional impairment may lead to failure of respiratory system. Etiopathogenesis of pulmonary edema. The hydrostatic pressure in the pulmonary capillaries is much lower, average 10 millimeter of mercury. Normally, the plasma oncotic pressure is adequate to prevent the escape of fluid into the interstitial space and hence lungs are normally free of edema. Due to normal plasma oncotic pressure and lower hydrostatic pressure, there will be no edema present in the normal circumstances in cases of lungs alveoli. Pulmonary edema can result from first and most important is elevation in pulmonary hydrostatic pressure, which is also called as hemodynamic edema. Second reason is increased vascular permeability, which can occur due to infection or inflammation or direct injury. It is also called irritant edema. Third is acute high altitude edema. Here is diagrammatic presentation showing the normal condition of alveoli. Here is alveolus and here is capillary circulation. Here is arteriolar end and here is venular end. The oncotic pressure here is 25 millimeter of mercury where hydrostatic pressure is 10 millimeter of mercury. In case of pulmonary hydrostatic pressure increasement, there will be increased hydrostatic pressure and normal osmotic oncotic pressure leads to shift of fluid from pulmonary vasculature to alveoli and alveolar edema develops. Same condition occur when increased permeability present in pulmonary vasculature which leads to fluid shiftment to the alveolar part and also causes alveolar edema. Here is hydrostatic pressure and oncotic pressure is normal but due to injury to the endothelium of the pulmonary vasculature there will be leakage of fluid into alveolar space. Classification. Based on underlying causes, there the pulmonary edema is further divided into cardiogenic pulmonary edema, non-cardiogenic pulmonary edema, neurogenic pulmonary edema, high altitude pulmonary edema, post aspiration pulmonary edema, re expansion pulmonary edema, and other pulmonary edemas caused due to inhaled toxins, lymphatic obstructions, or post lung transplant, etc. Staging of pulmonary edema. Based on the degree of fluid accumulation, stage first is all excess fluid can still be cleared by lymphatic drainage. Second stage is when presence of interstitial edema. And third stage is where alveolar edema develops. Mild pulmonary edema, only engorgement of pulmonary vasculature. In case of moderate extravasation of fluid into the interstitial space due to changes in oncotic pressure. And severe pulmonary edema develops when alveolar filling occurs or alveolar edema develops. Clinical features of pulmonary edema are shortness of breath, cough with pink frothy sputum, profuse sweating. Due to alveolar exchange impairment, there will be development of cyanosis. Palpitation also develops and chest pain develops. Signs of pulmonary edema. First is tachycardia, second is tachypnea, third is hypertension, and fourth is wheezing. Morphological features in cases of pulmonary edema. Irrespective of the underlying mechanism in the pathogenesis of pulmonary edema, the fluid accumulates more in the basal region of the lungs. Morphologically, grossly, if the lung is in case of pulmonary edema are heavy, moist, and subcrepitant. The cut surface exudes frothy fluid, mixture of air and fluid. When microscopically seeing what we see in pulmonary edema, in microscopically, the alveolar capillaries are congested. Initially, the excess fluid collect in the interstitial lung spaces in the septal wall, which develops by which process the interstitial edema develops. Later, the fluid fills the alveolar space and alveolar edema develops. First, there is development of interstitial edema, then there will be development of alveolar edema. Edema fluid in the interstitium as well as in the alveolar space appears as eosinophilic, granular, and pink. Pink proteinaceous material often admixed with some RBCs and alveolar macrophages, also called heart failure cells. Organization of alveolar edema may be seen as bright eosinophilic pink lines along the alveolar margin called hyaline membrane. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I hope you all enjoy this session. If you have any query, please mention it in comment box. Thank you.